Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tarda Zone Talks RTD. Um, let's get straight into it. So, obviously, as you know, there's been a little bit of controversy surrounding some of the casting that RTD has made. Now, as you guys know, I'm actually looking forward to seeing what RTD does. Um, and I've always said people that have the concerns that they have every right to have those concerns. Right now, nothing or the evidence, as I say, that it's going to go one way. I would have to say is not there. The castings themselves, I don't have a problem with. If you look at his first run, I think he has proven that he knows how to write Doctor Who. Now, I will be later on doing the first members stream at 6 o'clock. So if you haven't become a member, please do. And I will be going live with Marty, and we will be talking more in depth about RTD. We'll be bringing up old interviews that he did and stuff like that. So come and join us for that if you haven't become a member already. But back to what happened on social media. So on Instagram, someone decided to write under a post that RTD was part of. I'll show you now. I'll throw it up on screen. So and we'll talk about it in a bit more detail. So, as you can see there, let's see if it's on screen. That's why I'm switching over to YouTube there, just to make sure. We got Garbage in the chat. Welcome, Garbage. Remember, we got a member stream tonight at 6 p.m. So if anybody wants to become a member, as I said, please do. So, as you can see there on your screen, someone decided that they were going to go into RTD's personal Instagram account and write this. So they said, "Oh, hell no. Billy Piper was my favourite companion and you've gone and ruined it. I really thought RTD was coming back to save Doctor Who, but he's quite clearly chosen activism before the real fans. R.I.P. Doctor Who." And then Russell T. Davis, 63 official, responded back to the person, "R.I.P. You're following May." Kiss emoji, love heart emoji, and a double love heart emoji. Now, I'm just going to say this, right? No matter what your thoughts and opinions are on RTD's casting choices, right? You do not go into the social media accounts. Now, Jordan, this current era, it was happening. And I said it was one thing that I was always against. I don't think you should be going into personal people's accounts and saying this stuff. You have every right to have your views, but you can't be going on to official accounts. So, in fairness, I'm actually siding with RTD here because, nobody has, you know what I mean? You haven't seen anything yet. And this is the whole point that I've been trying to get across to people. A lot of people are right now, as I said, understandably, some people are suspicious. But, all of this stuff, it happens. We see it. It gives idiots like this a chance to go then and do what they do. We've got to wait and see what happens. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I mean, RTD's right in itself should be enough to prove to people that he knows what he's doing. But because of the last 5 years that we've had, obviously, the situation is different. But look, that's what I mean, and that's why I'm not knocking RTD here. You know, I'm not knocking him. I'm not gonna knock him. He has every right to respond to someone, an idiot, who's gonna go onto his social media account and say that to him. And remember, we've also heard that he's blocked other people that were annoying him about who he cast as the Doctor. So this is not the first time that he's blocked anybody. So it's not just people that are questioning his his casting decisions. And look, he knows that fans will be questioning his casting decisions. But as I said, you don't go onto his social media accounts, right? Because you know people that share that view with you, you're giving them a bad name. You know, then you've got the other side on the other side that are just waiting to come after people, and you're giving them the ammunition to do it. I mean, everybody needs to just wait and see what happens. I'm sick and tired of all of this. Like, nobody knows what's going to happen, right? So what if there's a trans character in Doctor Who, right? It's not the first time he's introduced an LGBTQ character before, right? Now, how did he handle those characters, I'll ask you, right? So wait and see what happens, right? Everybody is jumping the gun, but if you look at the past and the seasons that he handled these characters properly. He gave them a storyline, he gave them character development. That when something happened, these characters, you got behind them. So just wait and see. It's like there are some out there, right? Some have their opinions and have put it out there, and that's it, right? That's it. They let everybody know how they feel, and that's it. But there are others out there that are determined to keep telling us how bad it's going to be. You've no evidence to back that up. Just because he cast people that you seem, I don't know what it is. I know the last 5 years have really upset a lot of people. But we've got to wait and see. This is RTD. Anyway, Digby Strawbridge has become is a member. Also, don't forget there is a member stream today at 6 o'clock where we will be talking in more detail about RTD. But we're going to leave it there about RTD now because, as I said, I'm going to be doing a member stream, and obviously Marty will be there as well. But look, if you're going to go onto his social media account and you're gonna say stuff like that, and he basically nukes you for saying something like that, well, then you deserve it. It's as simple as that, right? Don't get me wrong. Chris Chibnall, Jodie Whittaker were on social media. No matter how I felt, I wouldn't have went onto their accounts, even though there are lots of things I would like to have said to those two. But you just don't do it. It's crossing the line. You know, it's yeah. It looks like that's been confirmed, Lee. Because we've seen the video. I'll be throwing those images up later on. So if you've been following the channel, I have been throwing up some stuff for you guys. I'll throw it up. I haven't monetized the latest videos because they're not my footage, so I don't monetize them. And I've made it clear they're not mine. And it'll be the same with the photographs as well. So, like, look out for them. But what you call it? So, as I said, look, you can't be going on. And this is the thing: the media haven't helped either, because there's one side of the media that are praising Chibnall, and there's obviously another side of the media that are fueling this fire in the fandom, saying it's more diversity and inclusion and stuff like that, right? RTD has done it in the past. I don't know what the problem is all of a sudden. I know the last 5 years, Chris Chibnall has done it the wrong way, but surely RTD deserves a chance after what he did the first time round. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just thinking differently than people now. But I mean, that's how I actually feel. I think we should just wait and see what happens. Um, I was excited when I heard he was going to be coming back. I still have that excitement. When I seen that footage of him on set, I got goosebumps. I have to actually say I got a little bit emotional because it made it feel real. This man has proven before that he can do it, so that's where I stand with it. But moving on, because you're going to find this interesting. Because obviously, right now we're still in the current era of Doctor Who under Chibnall and Co. And there's been a lot of we've been especially on this side, we've been reporting to you guys how bad it is at this era of Doctor Who, right? By talking about the ratings, the magazine with having basically a fire sale, all of the Jodie merchandise going for either 30, 40, 50. We've even seen stuff 75% off. The thing that's always kind of struck me is the social media accounts. And it's recently come to light because there are a couple of Doctor Who fans on Twitter and social media that do a little bit of research. And John has come across or has done research and put up two interesting screenshots. And this is the tough job that RTD actually has, believe it or not. But it also goes to show um, and the suspicions of fans like us for the last 5 years that this show is not as popular as it's made out to be. So this is I'm going to show you this first. Very interesting. So sorry, Chibnall's era died with RTD2 announcement, says Lee. Well, I'm glad to see that some people are. You look, as I said, I understand the concerns and suspicions of fans out there, but what I'd say to those fans is, first time around, he handled it well. He introduced LGBTQ plus characters before into the show, right? He gave them character development. These are characters that we've grown to love and know, right? So why do you think all of a sudden that he's gonna move away from what he's done in the past, and then all of a sudden just decide, well, I'm just gonna insert these characters in for the sake of it? I just don't see it, man. Personally, I just don't. Digby Strawbridge says, I must admit I'm nervous. I fear that RTD is not the man he was, more ideological, more dogmatic, want to celebrate, but Chibnall broke me. Look, and I get it. And that's the thing, I get it. That's how a lot of fans, Digby, are feeling, right? But as I said, you've got to look back at the past when he was past showrunner. Why would he change? And listen to the way he's been talking about Doctor Who since he left. That's why I'm doing this member stream. That's what we're going to explore for this member stream, right? There's a BBC Writers Room video, right, out there, right, where he's referring to the Doctor as a bloke, but still talking about the Doctor the way we would talk about the Doctor. But you can't say that because yes, he was last at audition, but so was Matt Smith, right? And he was the best one for it. I just I just think because of the last 5 years, I just think there's a lot of heightened sense of everything is a diversity hire, everything is a checkbox. But I don't think that's not the way RTD has done it in the past. So I don't understand why you think he would do it now. I just say wait and see. Everybody is jumping the gun right now. Just wait and see. That's all I would say. I'm not having a go at anybody here. I'm not saying you don't have the right to have the opinion that you have. All I'm just saying is wait and see until you see what's on screen first before we judge it. Right? This happens a lot in the Star Wars fandom. Right? A lot of the YouTubers out there will do videos and they'll slate a show based on a trailer or based on a bit of information that they've got, or even based off false rumors, right? And they'll do hundreds of videos about how this show is going to be absolutely crap, right? We've seen it all with The Mandalorian, all the videos about The Mandalorian, and they were wrong about that. And I'll stick up for that show. That show was a great show, right? And even those YouTubers that got so bad that they couldn't really criticize the show, that they start picking out on little things like, oh, no, how do I explain to my child that Baby Yoda genocided the whole race, blah blah, because he ate all those eggs, right? That's how bad it got, right? Because there was nothing to actually complain about. We've got to wait and see. We can't be like other fandoms here, right? And if you enjoyed RTD during his first era, right, and you believe he was a good showrunner at the time, does he not deserve a chance to prove to you that he's not doing this for the reasons that you guys think he's doing it for? Look, you could be right, and I could be, feeding off nostalgia and. But I think I've got the facts to back me up, to be quite honest with you, his first era. So I don't think it is that. I honestly do believe that we're okay under him. Anyway, moving swiftly on, because as I said, this current era has been a complete shambles, and I think nothing else highlights that more than what I'm about to show you. And this is quite startling, folks. So I'll remove that comment off screen there, just for a minute. Still gonna watch, still gonna wait and see and give it a chance. It's hard to switch off our recent memory, Digby. Look, I'm not asking you to switch off his memory. I understand. I haven't forgotten those things myself. But RTD has proven once before that he understands Doctor Who. All I'm just asking is, as fans, just be patient and wait and see what happens first before everybody jumps the gun and judges. That's it. That's it. I'm not having a go. All I'm just saying is, just let's all wait and see. Have those opinions, fine, right? Everybody knows who has what opinion now, but we don't need to keep bringing it up all the time. We know. Just wait and see what happens. Anyway, so according to this, the Doctor Who official account has 31.3% fake followers. So that's over 500,000 fake followers following the Twitter account. And yeah, right. So 500,000. So it's got a million 627,259 followers. But yeah, 5,000 or 500,000, 509,332 of those followers are fake. Which means, in reality, the Doctor Who account has actually 1.1 million followers. Now, gets worse. Because They're not the only account that has suffered either. Here we go. So, Big Finish has 60,781 followers, but 21.3% of them are fake followers. 12,946 of the followers on that are fake. So you take that away from that. Hold on, I'll do a quick takeaway. I can't do it off my head because me head maths wise is gone to crap. So let's do this. So 60,000. Oh, I'm supposed to go into the calculator, haven't I? I'm an idiot. There we go. Where's the calculator? There. I have it. Right. So we've got 60,781, and we take away 12,946, and we get a grand total of 47,835 people in reality are actually following that account, and the rest are bots. But that is how bad it is. That's how bad it is to how bad it is this current era, the impact this current era has had on those social media accounts. Now, as we know, there are, even Twitter have said themselves that there is a problem with bot accounts on their platform. And I just look, it's not just Doctor Who that's obviously suffering, right? So I want to make that clear. This is a wider issue, but it is startling that the main account on Twitter in reality only has 1.1 million people following it. That's how bad it's actually gotten during these last few years. And this is the job that RTD has also, to regain confidence, not just on social media, but to the wider audience and to Doctor Who fans. But if Doctor Who fans keep going in and questioning them, like I've just showed you at the start of this video, well then, you got to leave the man alone. At the end of the day, he's proven himself once before. He deserves that chance to prove it all over again. Anyway, Walked Eyebrows too with a £5 super chat says, hello Noel, which doctors have you met in person at conventions, etc.? Also, what is your favourite classic Doctor Who season? I haven't met any of the doctors, unfortunately, because I live in Ireland now. Obviously, there has been Comic Cons over here. They're not as big as the ones here, but I've just never been able to go or been able to afford to go. As for classic, I love John Pertwee's first series. That's one of my favourites, and Tom Baker's first one as well. I really like. But look, again, you got to you've got to really look at how bad things got under Chris Chibnall. And all I'm going to say is that, we should be counting our lucky stars, to be quite honest, that RTD has decided to come back and step into this pit, because that's what it is right now. The fandom is a complete joke. Um, I just, it's just sad. There's a lot of things going on social media. You know, people falling out with each other. You know, it's just sad to see. We had 5 years of this. This was supposed to be a time where the fandom is supposed to get better. It probably will in the end, but right now it's not looking good. It's not looking good. I'm even seeing people fall out over stupid things, and I'm not here to have a go or anything like that, but we just all need to stop and take a step back. You know, it's like we're all supposed to be fans, we're all supposed to be friends, you know. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I honestly do believe that RTD can move this show forward and can actually still write great Doctor Who stories. And I'm going to give him a chance because even before I knew about any castings, I told you he's getting. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm giving him a chance because the first era he did well, and I love his first era. Look at the Series 3 for me is very underrated. Yet the CGI hasn't aged well. Um, but there were some great stories in there. Season 2 was a good solid season. Season 1 was a good start, but season 4 was absolutely brilliant, and I loved the Waters of Mars, and I did like the Dead Planet actually. I'm gonna say that I did like the Dead Planet, not as much as the Waters of Mars, but I did like the Dead Planet. Is that what it was called? The Dead Planet. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. Um, and as I said, he gave me one of my favorite stories. Well, actually, he's done a few, but the real scary one, the one that I liked, was Midnight. Loved Midnight. Torn Left, I think, is one of the best episodes that he wrote. Um, he's wrote some memorable episodes, even in this fourth season, Dalek. Digby says, "Wise words and all. We should try and stick together as a fandom." That's it. That's it. As I said, I just don't know anymore. Like in one way, as I said, I don't blame anybody for having the opinions that they have or they're suspicious. Um, but it's just time to wait and see. I just don't know what else to say. It's just sad as well, as I said, seeing people fall out with each other over this and stuff. As I said, we're supposed to be all friends. Some that we know personally, we're supposed to be all friends and stuff like that. And I know nobody in this chat. I don't think anybody has actually fallen out in this chat. I know some of you haven't liked some of the stuff that's being said, but I think you have been all very well behaved, and that's the way it should be. There should be understanding of other people's opinions. The last 5 years has highly politicized the fandom. The media haven't helped either. So this is the result. So don't be surprised that there's the reaction that there is. And I think there needs to be an understanding about that. I mean, maybe I'm asking too much for the fandom because of the last 5 years, but I mean, it's either that or it's another 4 or 5 years of people falling out, people getting into scrapes with one another, the fandom becoming a complete shit show, while the show moves on, right? And whether it becomes a success or not, we will see. But it will move on. I'm not saying we should get on board for the sake of it. All I'm saying is we should give the man a chance to prove that he can do it again. Digby says, I loved all of RTD first 4 seasons. No, see, this is the thing, Ben. What's probably happened there is we got to remember, right? Again, it's not Rose Tyler, right? It can't be Rose Tyler now, right? Because someone actually said it. I don't know whether I saw it here or I saw it on social media. We got to think about this logically, right? If you watch the episode Turn Left, what was that all about? Parallel universe without the Doctor. Rose is there, right? When the spider thing it gets taken off her back, she sees the Doctor, she hugs him, and then she remembers Rose. So even though he wiped our memory, there's some residual memory there, right, in the back of our mind, and that's why she probably decided to name the child Rose. Digby says, "Gotta bounce. We'll catch up soon. Don't forget if you're around at 6 o'clock, which is 2 hours and 45 minutes from now, we'll be doing a member stream. If you want to become a member and watch that stream, myself and Marty will be talking more in depth about RTD. I'm giving just giving our opinion on RTD, talking about past interviews and stuff like that, and trying to, as I said, it's our opinion on why we think Doctor Who will be okay um under RTD. Like, I mean, I remember there's a few people in here that were absolutely no about giving RTD a chance. But I've seen those people actually change their mind and say, hey, why not give him a chance? What have we got to lose? Look, that's the attitude I would actually go in with, to be quite honest with you. What exactly have you got to lose? If it's not your thing, then we can just move on. There's no point complaining about it anymore. They've If they clearly show that the show is not for us anymore, or it's not for everybody, I should say, well then, what can we do? Jamie says, you don't get the credit you deserve, Noel. Thank you very much. I try my best here. I just, you're right, Noel. I think that is it. Yeah, I think that's the whole thing. I think she named, there was some residual memory there, and, that's why she named the child Rose. But, or it's, yeah, Yeah, that would be it, wouldn't it? I say that'd be it. Um, we had a Rose dog in Pete's World. Exactly. Exactly. And as I said, where was everybody going on social media giving out that a Rose was a dog? No, I think everybody was actually laughing and reacting the way the doctor did when Rose came out on her four little paws, came down the stairs. So very interesting. So yeah, if you haven't seen it before, we do finish up. But as I said, just to recap, so a fan decided to go on to RTD's Instagram account and give him a load of crap for casting Rose because Billy Piper was his favourite actress, and he thought he was back to save Doctor Who, but he's only doing it for diversity. And RTD basically said that, well, there goes your following, and blah, blah, blah. So he smacked the fan down, and rightly so. As I said, you don't go onto people's social media accounts and do that. As I said, the media started this anyway. I told you, remember? Remember I said it. The media will, when the casting the shooty happened, I says, watch. The media, right, will, part of the media will pick up on this and make it a political issue. Both sides of the media have, right, different aspects of it, right? And then, of course, the fandom start doing the same. So we're in the same cycle as the Jodie Whittaker era. And unlike Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker, they're not on social media. RTD is, right? And if we have people like that all the time going into him, he'll leave social media, right? And then we won't have that little thing that we have with him, that little bit of a connection, right? And then you're ruining your chance then to get some little spoiler because he likes to tease on his social media accounts. So at the end of the day, someone said it there that you don't take no rubbish, but don't be dragging them into your our or the fandom's different opinions about it. That's not right. You can't be doing that. So rightly so. He basically said he was unfollowing this person. So you know, and as I said, he's been doing it to other fans that kept annoying him about the casting. So this is nothing. This is nothing new, and rightly so. As I said, he's not obliged to tell us nothing, right? Right now, not obliged to tell us anything right now, right? In fairness, we're actually being spoiled right now because we shouldn't be really getting anything because there's still one episode of the current era to go. So the fact that they've made the announcements that they've made, that should be an indicator to fans as well that there's something quite not right with the current era, right? If they're making an announcement, they said they weren't going to make any more announcements, and then all of a sudden they made more announcements. I know everybody has forgotten the Centenary is happening now. I've never seen the buzz in the fandom that I've seen in a long, long time, and it's great to see. But at the same time, I will say I do understand that there are concerns out there, and I'll keep bringing it up because, unlike the other side, I can look at all opinions and just, well, you're entitled to that opinion. Of course, if you're blatantly racist, and I mean blatantly, then that's a different story. But I can understand the concerns when people say They think this is just another diversity hire, this, that, and the other. Is that racist? No. I'm sorry, and I'm going to say it. It's not. It's just an opinion. And if you think about what's happened the last 5 years, then you would understand why that person has come to that opinion. And as most of those people have actually said, if RTD can change their minds, they will come out and admit they were wrong. We've had people on the channel even say that they're a bit suspicious about RTD right now, but if RTD proves them wrong, they'll say they were wrong. And I think that's fair. Just think everybody is jumping the gun. We just need to relax. Don't do it. We can't have another 5 years like we had, because I want no part of it. I'm being honest. I want no part of it. That's just the way I feel about it. If it's as I said, if I don't think Doctor Who is good, I'm just not going to watch. I'm not going to watch something again. I'm not watching for another 3 or 4 years if I don't like it, because I gave this era a go. Right? RTD, Chris Chibnall has done what he's done to the rest of us. He has actually, demoralised fans. But I think there is little glimmers of hope for the future because RTD is here. So that's where I am. Also, looks like a lot of bots are following, fake bots counts are following social media accounts, Doctor Who and Big Finish. It's not good viewing at all. But this current era has had that impact on the show. And I just can't wait for it to be over. Unfortunately, we have to wait till October. But I just wish this Centenary was just out there. Just so we could, I don't think it's going to stop RTD and Bad Wolf or the BBC press office from releasing more information. I think they know. I think the BBC know that this era is a dead duck in the water already. I think the ratings for Legend of the Sea Devils and how poorly edited that was, I think, was even for the fans that hung on the longest. I think that was enough even for them. And I think the Centenary, yeah, we've heard it's an hour and a half. It probably will get its highest audience that it's had since the fourth season, because she is actually leaving, and there's a lot of speculation who's going to regenerate into who. As we know, we spoke about it on this channel months and months ago. And we even had on a guest that gave you a hint. So, yeah, I think, I say the numbers will be inflated. I say a lot of people will watch near the end. But that'll still, you can't, I don't actually think, I think one person did say during the season of Flux, we got the live viewers for the first time and it didn't look good. Proper live viewers that tuned in on the night. So it'll be interesting. But I do think a lot of people will tune in to the last 15, 20 minutes of it. To obviously, for a lot of fans, it'll be to see if the Timeless Child thing has been finally put to bed. Obviously, to see Jodie Whittaker and see who she actually regenerates into. As we said, you'll probably, that orange spacesuit is a good bet. As I said, should probably regenerate in that. So I think there will be a lot of interest in that episode for the end of it. Because as I said, a lot of fans will want some closure, and they'll tune in to watch. Now, we've watched every single minute of every single episode, and we will be here for that Centenary special. I'm not watching the Centenary. I'll only watch when RTD starts, says Daniel. Yeah, but as I said, the last 20 minutes of it, Daniel, there might be, because remember, it's probably, it's either going to be, see, there's another room where it'll be bookended, but I'm thinking that's not going to happen now. So I think you will have to, well, obviously, you don't have to watch if you don't want to, but I think for it to make sense why she's regenerated into David Tennant, if that's what they're doing, then I think you would have to watch probably the last few minutes. I think maybe the reason why RTD let slip how long it is, maybe, and I'm just saying this, I'm not saying I've gotten any information on it, but if you think about this logically, right? Moffat wrote Twice Upon a Time, but then then Chibnall came in and wrote the dialogue for Whitaker's regeneration scene, right? So RTD has to have something to do with this Centenary in some form if it's going to connect or obviously move on to the 60th. Do you know what I mean? So he's got to be writing some of it. And I mean, obviously writing the part where David Tennant probably comes in. I wouldn't say he'd be writing any more than that. But you get what I'm saying? I think he'd actually be writing something in that. Unless they bookend it and then he gets the trailer at the end, coming soon, 60th anniversary, and we get a bit of a trailer. But if they're filming scenes right now, and you look at the scenes that they're filming, right, where he's just regenerated apparently, he doesn't know why he has his old face again, and he happens to bump into Sylvia and Donna, and or how that comes about, but you know. So if that's the case, then he's regenerated. Jodie Whittaker regenerates into David Tennant's Doctor. So if that's the case, then he's gonna have to be writing something in the Centenary, whether it's just a little piece. But there's something he's doing. He has to be. Anyway, that's just me speculating there. As I said, it's 4:30 now. So in an hour and a half, we have a member stream. So I didn't want anybody on the channel that isn't a member to feel left out. So what I'll do is, on the days that I'm doing member streams, I will do a stream for everybody on the channel as well. Obviously, the member streams will be different to what we do here, but I will still do a stream, and I'll still be streaming the way I've been streaming. Nothing's going to change. It's just we'll have member streams as well for those. So if you're not a member and you want to become a member, as I said, in an hour and a half, we have myself and Marty, and we're going to talk more about RTD and go more in depth on RTD. We're going to talk about his interviews that he's done in the past when he's been talking about Doctor Who and stuff like that. So if you want to be part of that, you can become a member. There's a join button there now, folks. So yeah, if you want to, you can. Thank you to Warped Eyebrow too as well for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And to everybody that has become a member so far, as I said, I appreciate the support. Thank you for continuing to support the channel. And as I said, if I get any more photographs, I know there are people sending me photographs right now. So what I'll do is later on, I will throw up some of those photographs and more of the filming. But I've heard that's going to be put a stop to. Apparently the security is very, very strict, and apparently those people that got the original footage, now I don't know how true it is because I can't verify it, but I've seen it being said on Twitter and on it's been said to me on Messenger as well. I think someone sent me a message as well to inform me, But apparently those people that took that footage are no longer there. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know because I can't verify. But there does seem to be some sort of a clampdown on it. But as I said, there is footage out there. RTD was on set, and it was great to see. Kind of, as I said in my video last night, it kind of reminded me how important him coming back actually is, and it is very important. Well, Scott, in all fairness, right, and this is the whole point of the stream, right? In all fairness, if you're going to go into RTD's Instagram account, right, and you're going to say what that guy said, right, don't expect him to sit there and just take it. He doesn't know anybody anything, right? And as I said, the media on both sides of this conversation about caste and whether it's diversity, it's brilliant for inclusion, all of that, right? They fueled the fire in this fandom, right? The fandom has become highly politicized over the last 5 years as well because of what's happened during the Chris Chibnall era. Now, the one thing I've always been against is, because we've seen it during this era, some people go on to Mandip Gill, Joe Martin, and Sasha Dewan's Twitter accounts and say some blatantly disgusting things, right? Now, number one, the stuff that the guy said, he's got it completely wrong because it ain't Rose Tyler, right? So, number one, he just made himself look like an idiot. Number two, if you're going to go on, as I said, I don't think you should be, you can have the views that you have. You can have the opinion that you have. But if you're going to go on to the showrunner's Twitter account or Instagram account, don't expect them to just sit there and take it. Now, you mightn't have thought that his reaction was helpful. Or you thought it was arrogant and petulant. I don't think it was. He's been blocking people just before he announced the casting as well because people were harassing him basically about did he cast a woman for the Doctor. Right? So it's not as if he's just blocking fans on one side of the argument here. Right? And another thing, as I said, you can have the opinions that you have, but you shouldn't be going onto his personal social media accounts and attacking him because you don't like his casting choice. You don't know what he's going to do. And the evidence suggests that he knows exactly what he's doing because he did it for 4 seasons and specials. So it's not the first time he's introduced, as I said, an LGBTQ plus character into Doctor Who, and look how well he done those characters. So again, if he's going to respond in that way, then he has every right, because as the showrunner, he hasn't actually put anything out there on screen, and people are judging him before he's even done anything, showing a trailer or we've seen an episode. So I'm sorry, we might have different views on that. I don't see it the way you see it. I think he made the right decision. You've got to nip that in the bud. Just like he nipped it in the bud with the other side when they kept asking him about female Doctor. He nipped that in the bud as well. And that's exactly how to do it. You nip it in the bud. End the story. He's the showrunner. He hasn't even done that yet. Right? And people, as I said, can have the opinions that they have. But if you're going to go into his social media and say those things to him, well, I'm sorry. That's the reaction you get. That's the reaction you get. So that's it, man. You know what I mean? If you're gonna go in there and lay the first strike, don't expect not to come out with a bloody nose, as they say. You can't be going into social media accounts, no matter how you feel about certain things, right? That's why fans debate these things, right? We got to stop all of this, because it's not on. It's not on. It's not on. So I don't see it that way. At the end of the day, if you're gonna go into a social media account and blabber that, then he has every right to respond the way he responded. Right? As fans, we can have those debates. We can have those opinions if you have those opinions. There are people like me who are looking forward to RTD too because his past has proven that he can do it. I don't think he's going to change from the way he's done things before. Why would he do that? That's just a personal opinion, of course. Yeah, but he already did in his initial interview, Scott. This is the thing. He already did. He said, and even the person that was cast as well even told us, watch her grow and blossom. You just have to wait and see. That's all I'm saying. Right? I'm not having a go. Right? I'm not even. I didn't even have a go at your man that went and said that. All I've just said is, well, if he's going to write something like that, don't expect RTD to take a sitting down. Right? It's his personal account. He puts up, in fairness, as I said, he puts up Doctor Who content, right? He gives us spoilers on his accounts. If people are going to keep going in and doing that, he'll disappear from social media. As I said, we can have the opinions that we have. We can debate it as a fandom, right, on our YouTube channels or social medias or whatever, right? But as soon as you go in and you cross that line, and that's crossing the line. I even said it and complained about when people went into Mandip Gill's account, went into Sasha Dewan's account, and Joe Martin's account. I said it. Why is giving out to them and telling them that they're a diversity hire? It's nothing to do with them. They got employed by the BBC. It's the same thing here. You haven't seen nothing yet. So let's all just relax, take a chill pill, and wait and see what happens. And then if everybody is proven right that are saying that this is only going one way, well then fair play, pat on the back. But at the end of the day, why would you want it to go that way? We all love Doctor Who. We all want it to succeed. So that's why, as I said, ever since I knew he was coming back, I was excited from day one. The castings that he has made, I have no problem with, right? And the reason why I have no problem with them is because I haven't seen anything yet. So I can't judge. And that's where I stand. And it's not having a go. As I said, have your opinions, but if you go into the man's personal account, well then if you get slapped down by the man, you deserve to be slapped down by the man. Don't be an idiot. Right? That's what your social media accounts are there for. Have debate with your friends about it. That's where your YouTube channels are for. Have debates with your community. Right? But don't be going in, crossing the line. I said the same thing when people were doing it during the current era. I even had a falling out with someone that I used to be friends with because they were going in and doing that. I didn't like it. They were even posting their bleeding feckin' petitions on their bleeding pages. Right? And I wasn't having it then, and I'm not going to have it now. I'm sorry. So if RTD wants to slap down some person that's decided to be an idiot and to go straight into his private account and say, well, listen, I love Rose Tyler. It's not even Rose Tyler. It's literally being confirmed today. There's footage. I'll see if I can get the footage. See if it's available, right? And there's literally apparently a footage where you hear Rose call Donna mum or mam, right? So it's clearly Donna's daughter. So it's not Rose Tyler. So even the fact that your man made an idiot out of himself in the first place, by saying, well, Rose Tyler was my favourite character. You you have your opinion, but don't go to him and have your opinion. It's bang out of order, right? Bang out of order. And I'm sorry if people disagree with me, you can disagree with me, right? That's your opinion, but I don't think anybody should be doing that. It doesn't look well for the fandom, and the fandom has been a shit show for the last 5 years. It needs to stop. Just wait and see what happens. Anyway, again, another thing I would say as well. I went into that account to have a look, and they've obviously privated the account, but there's something a bit strange about that account that I haven't went into, but I don't know. Something just seems a little bit off with that account that made that comment, and until I look into it a little bit further, I'm not going to say any more. But let's just say, and I'll just put it out there now, right? But I have to try and see if that is the case. But this could be a plant account. An account designed, because the name of the account is very interesting, because even people have commented about it on Twitter. This person's claiming to be an official account, but yet we can't find them online at all, or aren't connected with Doctor Who. If anybody does know, or can give me information, then please share it so I can share with the audience, actually. Me neither. I know what you mean. I thought that was uncalled for. Exactly. It is uncalled for, John. You look. I know there are some fans, as I said. We get it in fandom all the time. We all can be suspicious at first. But as I said, you just got to wait and see. But that account on Instagram is very, very suspicious. And I'm starting to think, there's either right. It's either two things. There's either people trying to stir up stuff in the fandom and go directly to RTD because they know that fans will be watching RTD's Twitter account or Instagram account like a hawk. So any comment that he makes, they'll get a notification for, and people will then screenshot that stuff and then throw it up, right? And I think it's designed, because there's a few things that have happened. I just can't right now. I just have to wait and see what exactly, John. Or it's a media troll. It's either a bot, a media troll, or it's someone pretending to be a so-called not my doctor. A made-up word from a hashtag that was used years ago. But still, everybody gets called not my doctors. Anyway, that didn't like the current era. But yeah, I've been seeing it on Twitter quite a lot. Accounts will be set up in support of the Whittaker era, and then you'll see that all of a sudden then the same account then will be following so-called not my doctor accounts, but then some of them have only been made up, and you look and you go, what's going on here? So there's a whole thing that's been going on for the last 5 years on Twitter and on social media anyway, within the fandom itself. But I would ask people just to be patient, wait and see what happens. Let's see what RTD puts up on screen. Have the opinions that you have, but if you're going to go into RTD's personal account and then he goes and he does what he does, well, then you deserve it. It's as simple as that. And that's how I feel about it. You don't do that, that's crossing the line, right? And we had too many people, even on this side of the argument during this era, that crossed the line when they went into people's personal accounts. Sasha Dewan, Joe Martin, and stuff like that. Even I didn't do stuff like that. I did retweet Mandip Gill one time when she argued about a pillow or something from Debenhams. And I did retweet Joe Martin when she put up a couple of posts, and Sasha Dewan. I actually made some positive comments about Sasha's casting because I actually like Sasha Dewan's master. That divides even this community here because I'm a fan and some aren't. They think he over eggs it, but I think he's great. So I wouldn't mind him actually. Shooty has actually made a comment as well. I think he said he wouldn't mind Sasha being the master still. And I agree. I actually do agree. I think I like Sasha, and I'd like to see more of his master. I don't think Chibnall has actually done him any credit whatsoever. I think RTD could do his master great. To be honest, and I know there's not many people of John Sims. See, that's why people don't like a little bit, that idea of Sasha, because they didn't like John Sims' master. Like, I liked some elements of RTD's Sims master. Obviously, I didn't like the Skeletor super jump master, but I could understand why he was kind of like that. But I did find it a little bit ridiculous, not gonna lie. But I like Sasha's master. So if there was one character to be carried over from the current era, it would be just him. Just him, because I know that RTD would write him a lot better. And with his acting ability, I think he could even improve on that role, to be quite honest with you. Now, I don't think he should feature straight away. I think we should leave it for a while and then bring him back in a blaze of glory. Man, the Doctor and Master battling for a whole season. That would be brilliant. Seriously. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Interesting day. Interesting week for us Doctor Who fans. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more stuff floating about the internet on the 60th. It'll be interesting to see what theories fans see. This is the part I like. Is all the speculation that and theories that come from fans. And some of them do be very good, and some of them do be absolutely terrible. I've even come up with some terrible ones myself, but I've come up with some decent ones. But that's the whole fun of being in the fandom. Look, I know you all care. That's the thing, Scott. That's why I'm not arguing with anybody. Have the opinion that you have, right? I'm not arguing with anybody here. Have the opinion that you have. I mean, I know you all still care, because you wouldn't be still fighting for it the way you do, right? I very much care for it. Look, if it goes pear-shaped, as I said, rather than argue about it, but I will give me final thoughts on it and then I'll move on. There's no point of getting into this cycle of being depressed because Doctor Who has continued down the same path. That'd be just torturing yourself at this stage, you know? So now I'll just walk away. If this show's not for me anymore, I've just got to accept that. You know? I just wouldn't accept it under this era because I do believe there's still a chance that this show can be rescued. So while I still have that hope, I'm going to latch onto it. And I'm going to give RTD the benefit of the doubt because he did well his first era. And that's all I'm saying. I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and let's see what happens, you know? And as I said, I don't have a problem with any of the castings personally, because I know that RTD, whatever he does, he'll explain it. I know he will. And he doesn't have to explain why the doctor is a person of color anyway, because Moffat already did that. Well, even though I still think it should have been done a lot better and a lot more tactively, if you're gonna do that, but he did it, so it's part of canon, whether people like it or not. So it's never been an issue when Shooty was announced for me. Do I give a crap that Shooty is a gay man? No, right? That doesn't necessarily mean though that the doctor be gay, but at the same time, I do understand why people think that because RTD did make comments and did say that gay characters should be played by gay actors, right? That's what he did say. So I understand the suspicion, right? But all I'm just saying to everybody is just wait and see what happens. That's it. That's all I've ever said. Not having a go at you for your opinions. Have those opinions. But as I said, if you're going to go in to RTD's account, then you deserve whatever reaction you get off him. Simple as that. I really agree with you, Noel. I didn't watch Whittaker at all, but I feel a lot hopeful now, says Lindsay. There you go. And that's, look, just let's all wait and see. Daniel says, see you soon. Good luck with your membership stream. See you next time for the next regular stream. No problem, Daniel. As I said, nothing will change on the channel, right? And I just want to put people's minds at ease about that, just in case they think that I'm going to be focused, just focused on membership streams. No, I won't be just focused on membership streams. Nothing's going to change on the channel, right? I'll be just doing membership streams where I'll be bringing on individual guests. We'll be doing deep dive analysis. Obviously, we will have the first deep dive analysis that we'll actually have a proper one. We've got to do with an episode will be after we do. So obviously we will have our Centenary special watch along, which I do. So you will be joining me when I'm watching along, giving me opinions as we're watching. Then we'll have our live panel as we always do, right? And then a couple of days later, then, right, when the dust has settled on the Centenary and everything has happened, then I'll be bringing on guests then to do a deep dive of that episode and what we thought of it. Obviously, a couple of days later, what we thought about things that's really stuck out, things that, you know, that we didn't like, stuff like that. There'll be more analysis, basically, you know, because on panels we can't really get to say everything that we want to say. So the deep dive will be, you know, will be smaller than the panel. Bring on a couple of guests that maybe that we hadn't had on the panel as well, and see if we can get the other side of it as well. That's the whole point. So yeah, if you want to join, there's a join button. People have asked me how much it is. I think it's $4.99. $4.99. So what we'll do is membership streams. There'll be 4 to 6 streams, membership streams a month. 4 to 6 membership streams a month, and we'll be talking different stuff as well. Stuff that that's not Doctor Who related also. So episode 1 is ready to go. We'll be going live in just over an hour on that one. So if you want to join, it's £5, and you'll get 6 membership streams a month. as 4 to 6, but mostly 6. You know me, I'll do the higher amount. You know what I'm like. So it'll be more than likely 6 a month. So if you want to join, as I said, £5. It's up to you yourselves. It's not an obligation, as I said. Even coming onto the stream here, support me in the chat, liking the video, taking part is support in itself as well. So I appreciate all the support. It doesn't matter what it is, from a like to a dislike. I don't know if you can see the dislikes. I don't think you can see the dislikes anymore. The comments, the super chats, all of that. So I really do appreciate it all. You are all great. And there's going to be plenty to talk about anyway, because there's plenty going on. It's just sad. It's just, as I said, the feeling that I'm having now is I'm excited about the future of Doctor Who, but I'm just sad about the fandom right now. I'm just hoping it gets better. I really do. Because we can't go through another cycle of all of this nonsense. So yeah, obviously we're going to leave it there, but hold on, before we do, I just want to say, Daniel says, I will switch gears and talk wrestling on my channel if this series of RTD flops, but I'm giving this series a chance. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to Daniel's channel, please do. Daniel, if you want to throw your YouTube channel in there, or if there's any other moderators that could do that first, I'd appreciate that. And Real Super Doctor, if you want to throw your channel in there too. Card which says, no, I'm tired of all the negativity too. No, yeah, but you see, again, I'm not saying. Look, it might come across as negativity and there are people that are just being blatantly negative, but the people that I know and people that have made comments or made videos on it, I can understand where they're coming from, as I said, because the last 5 years has been highly politicized. So I can understand some suspicion. And people are entitled to share those opinions. But all I just try to say is let's all just wait and see. I'm not having a go at anybody for having those opinions. I wouldn't do that. I've had that for the last 5 years for the opinions that I've had about the current era, and that's the thing that kind of baffles me, is people that have been through that are now the ones that are doing it themselves, and it's actually quite, as I said, I'm just feeling a bit sad for the fandom right now, because it's not their fault. Media drove this, then certain activists in the Doctor Who fandom drove this. And the thing about it is, fans are going to be suspicious whether people like it or not. And that's the thing. That's why I haven't had a go at anybody, or I haven't fallen out at anybody over it, is because I can understand their point of view and where they're coming from. I just don't have that point of view. I don't agree. I think RTD's resume speaks for itself, and especially what he done with Doctor Who. But at the same time, I'm not saying my opinion's better than anybody else's out there, because it's not. All I'm just trying to say to people is let's all just wait and see. And if people are right, they're right. Obviously, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if there could be a chance that we could be right and RTD could do a great job, there's also that possibility. Right, anyway, I'm going to leave it there because I've got to get ready from the other stream, of course. As I said, that member stream is in an hour, well, 59 minutes now. So, yeah, I'm going to get something quick to eat. I already made some. I know it's the summer, but we haven't really had, the weather hasn't been really warm here. So I made some stew yesterday. So I left it overnight, let all the herbs and all the ingredients all infuse, and now heat it up now and have that for me dinner. So yeah. So thank you. Tarda Spider is my channel, A Life for the Doctor on the Gulf Coast. We got Tarda Spider there, who did put a chat in earlier and said you were from the Gulf Coast. Sorry, I forgot to shout you out there. Welcome again, Tarda Spider. And thank you everybody for taking part in the chat as well. Really appreciate it. But I'm going to go now, as I said. Got food to get into me before this member stream. And as I said, if you want to join, there is a join button there. And you can come and join us for that. I had some nachos and jalapenos, says Ardros. Well, I hope you enjoyed them. I remember I bought these sausages that had jalapenos in them. And your man in the butcher says, listen, these are very hot. Don't eat more than 2. And I thought, I'll be grand. So I put a whole bunch of them on. And literally by me 3rd sausage, my stomach was in absolute agony. Yeah. So, yeah, just be careful when you're eating spicy food is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, thank you for joining me, folks. And as I said, for you guys that are members, we'll be back soon. To the rest of us, we'll see you soon as well. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you soon. And thank you for tuning in. Good night, folks. Have a good one. Thank you.